Hi, and welcome to another episode of the Skin and Soul Podcast. I'm your host, Emily Fouts, and in today's episode, I'm going to be talking about all the different hats that we wear as an esthetician or cosmetologist, as a beauty business owner. So the reason I wanted to make this episode is just to kind of give some insight to people who may be considering or thinking about going solo, running their business, or if you're in school, you can get an idea of what it takes to be successful and run your own entity. Or also just for people who aren't professionals who kind of want an idea of what it's like. There was actually a viral post that was going around in the beauty industry community on Instagram that was talking about how a lot of people invalidate our careers in this industry because they think of it as like a side hustle because school is only like a year long or so. But that's really not it. There's continued education after that. And so if you are successful, you are continuing your education after that for years and years. But those are also the people who think that you need a college degree to be successful. And it's proven. There's these 18-year-olds on Instagram that are famous for literally nothing. You can be successful with anything if you put your heart and soul into it. So I am just going to kind of go through with what I know, the different hats that you wear, and the different things that you do to be a successful business owner in this industry. So I'm only going to be speaking for an esthetician. It might be a little different for other licensed professionals, but as an esthetician, first of all, we are the service provider. So we're having to perform the treatments. We are having to do the education. So that is really I'm not going to say the biggest, but yeah, kind of. That's like the biggest part is actually doing the treatments. But there's so much beyond that. So besides that, if you are a solopreneur, you're not only the one performing the treatments, but you're the one facilitating the appointments. You're approving the bookings. You are greeting your guest. You are checking your client's transactions out. You are facilitating all communications with your clientele. So along with that, you have to run your social medias. I have Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitter. And I'm most active on my Instagram and my Facebook, but that keeps me really busy, actually. TikTok and Twitter are more so just for exposure, but a lot of people do contact me through Facebook and Instagram, and that's where I do my promotions. I feel like those are the two most active apps where people TikTok is obviously big, but I post all of my reels from Instagram onto TikTok, or sometimes I'll just make TikTok videos and then transfer them over to Instagram. So along with performing services, taking care of your clients, being the communicator through everything, checking people out, you are having to run your social medias. So along with that, some estheticians actually hire like a graphic designer because, again, that's a whole nother job. But for me personally, I enjoy doing graphic design. Yes, it does take a long time because I personally post once a day. So I have to make like 15 graphics a month. And not only is that taxing with your time, but like mentally, because you're having to come up with original content, and that can sometimes be exhausting. I do get inspiration from a lot of people, but you have to make it original. Originality is really what gets people to notice you, and you can't just copy people's stuff. But graphic designing, I try to do that in the evenings when my daughter is asleep, or I'll do it just whenever I get free time, really, and I'm feeling creative, I'll do that. So I don't have a graphic designer. I do it on my own. Like I said, I enjoy it, and I have a vision. So I really like to do that on my own. I have a couple different apps. I have Canva, and then the other one, I don't remember what it's called. I think it's called like Pixelate. It's where you can remove the background from images, and then you can like place them in your own image. I'm really liking that one right now. So I use that and Canva in conjunction sometimes, and it does the job for me. So, along with being a graphic designer and a social media marketer, you also have to take care of the business side of things. You have to, which actually, I hate math so much. I'm dyslexic. So I'm going to have someone else deal with that. I'm literally going to hire an accountant, and I'm just going to send that person all of my reports. That is a smart thing to do if you have anxiety or if things stress you out or you are intimidated by numbers. So that is one hat that I will not wear. And then also forming the business, there are some companies that will get you all set up. And of course, if you did it on your own, you wouldn't be having to pay these extra fees for them to do it for you, obviously. But also, that's something else that I'm going to facilitate someone else doing is getting them to establish my business, like get me an IEN or whatever, and then like register my business and all of that jazz, because again, that stresses me out. So I'm just going to pay a few $100s or whatever and get them to do that. So that side of things, I'm not going to mess with, but you do have to, you still have to be involved in it. You have to take a look at everything, at your reports at the end of the week or whatever, the end of the month, and then you have to make sure that you're setting aside money for your taxes at the end of the year. You have to make sure that your insurance is pretty much, you just have to make sure that the business side of things is running smoothly. Even if you facilitate other people to do that, you have to check in on it. So we have client relations, social media, marketing, graphic design, the financial, and then we have this is a part of it. And for me, it's a big thing because I'm all about aesthetics. I like to express my creativity. So like interior design, what's the word I'm looking for? Starts with an A. What are those people who like get fine paintings for people? I can't think of the word. I'm gonna go crazy. Not accumulating, curating. Oh my god. So like curating your design for your space, and not just your space, but like the whole look. You're curating your design for your business cards, for your interior space, for all of your social media marketing, and that is a part of graphic design, but that also translates into real life. So you have to curate your space. It is a lot of stuff, you guys, and there's even more than that. I just can't even think of it right now. But there's so many different hats that we wear, and you're not even really aware of it until you step into that position of opening your own business, or even just being your own entity. Like if you're a 1099, if you rent a space in a larger spa or whatever, and they have a receptionist. So like you're not totally doing it on your own, but you kind of are doing it on your own. So that is an easy transition into being your own business owner. But literally, it is so much, and it can be very stressful. So me personally, I've taken quite a while to kind of figure out the steps that I'm going to have to take. That way it's a little less stressful on me. But hey, if you have any business owner friends, any friends that are solo, check in on them, because they're probably not okay. And I kind of wanted to end this episode by saying that I love my career and I would not trade this for anything else, really. I love being the one to make decisions for myself and not have anyone else to tell me what to do. So I don't mind wearing all these different hats if it means that I get to express my own individuality, and then I get to run things the way I want, and then I get that satisfaction out of that. So thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. I will see you guys next Monday, 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time for another episode.